Welcome back to episode 2 of Deep Route Conversations. And today I am very humble, excited, and just thrilled with the opportunity to introduce to you guys our second guest, a friend of mine, former teammate, another Holy Cross Crusader, current Carolina Panther, undrafted free agent. We're going to get into more of what he's done this year, what he's going to do next year. And without further ado, I will introduce Jalen Coker.
Ayir, thank you all for having me. I'm excited to get into it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for allowing us to get this done. Having me down here in Charlotte. Definitely excited to get into it, but we can just start with, kind of getting into who you are and where you came from. Just talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, born and raised in Sterling, Virginia. Been playing ball my whole life. Older brother, 2 younger siblings, Gemma and Jackson. Just loving dude, excited to continue this opportunity that I have, and just honestly just blessed that, I'm here sitting with you, and just just what an amazing opportunity it is for us to be able to explore these avenues and just have a great little podcast that we got going on right now.
100%. So you said you were balling growing up. Did you play more than one sport?
Yep. I played all the sports. I swam, soccer, lacrosse, played baseball for a little bit.
Damn.
Football, basketball, all of that stuff. So
yeah,
I definitely am a firm believer. The more sports you play, the more athlete you're gonna become. So
what would you say kind of decided that you were gonna be playing football? Or I will ask also kind of a follow-up question. What age did you kind of start cutting it down a little bit? Because that's a lot of sports that kind of overlap, I would assume.
Yeah, I think I definitely started to go between football and basketball in high school. That was where I was okay, it's either going to be this or that.
Yeah.
Always was loving football since really young. I started playing at 5, 6, playing flag. And then eventually, I get up there and I'm playing tackle and peewee and all-star leagues and stuff like that. So just a slow progression. But the whole time, I wanted to try new things. I wanted to find what I liked. My dad grew up playing football, Hall of Fame for his high school. I wanted to kind of follow in those footsteps, but at the same time, I also wanted to see what I liked. Of course, it ended up being football, but basketball was a close second.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't know your dad was in the Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone back there? Or?
Yeah. When he got inducted, we went back, and it was I was really young. I was probably 12, 13, but it was they had a whole rolled out the red carpet for him pretty much. Yeah, he was a baller for sure.
Would you say that he was probably your biggest inspiration when you were coming up?
Yeah, I definitely my parents. My mom and dad. They both just continued to push me. I was always athletic and gifted in certain ways, but I didn't know how to hone those abilities. So, not having your mom always being "Oh, you played great," or your dad being "You're the best out there." It's having that I really think you can work on this, and I really think that you can. Get better here. I feel that kind of tough love as a young player was really beneficial for me. So I think both of them, and my grandfather and grandmother too, that just kind of that family aspect was really helpful for me as a player coming up.
Yeah. I feel having people in the athletic domain, whether that be football, basketball, whatever, just in your family definitely can influence you positively. Because I had that in my life, right? I had my uncle playing in the NBA, and then he played overseas and stuff like that. And then I had my older cousin play. He's an offensive lineman, but he played at Stanford and stuff like that. So definitely seeing them do their thing athletically kind of pushed me, just because the rest of my family is kind of in the academic realm, right? My dad's a principal, my mom works at a university and stuff. So, especially when everyone's kind of pushing you towards the not cookie cutter, but all right, you go to school, you get your degree, you go get a job and everything like that, right? At a young age, you kind of need that inspiration to say, hey, if you have this talent, you work hard, you put in the work, you can have a shot to go, do this. And
absolutely.
I don't think that it's an accident or just a, coincidence that many of us, many people I talk to had that kind of inspiration when they were younger.
Yeah.
Today's video is brought to you by Senor Sabor, the first official sponsor of Ayir Asante TV YouTube channel and the Deep Route Conversation podcast. Senor Sabor is a snack company. They sent me a bunch of cashews, bunch of flavors they have, all fire. We've tried a bunch. My favorite is the churros. I know I said originally the honey sriracha, but as I've tried more, the churros go crazy. If you guys are interested, you can hit the link in my bio. We'll tag it for you guys, and then we'll put it in the corner whenever you guys want to reach Senior Sabor. You can follow them at Senior Sabor Snacks on Instagram. And and let's get back into it. But kind of now fast forwarding to high school, right? You were getting recruited for defense a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Coming out, I was definitely, my mom was the one, she was like, everyone wants to be a receiver. Yeah. You know, there's going to be a ton of receivers coming out trying to go to college. So, like, why don't you try to play defense? You know, I was a all-state DB, and, you know, so I had, like, a good...
At what point was this?
This was high school.
Like junior year?
Yeah, sophomore. I didn't play receiver, like, fully until my junior year of high school.
Okay.
So, like, so freshman to sophomore year, I was mainly on the defensive side of the ball. No, I just had a knack for getting the football, though, you know, so it was kind of like an easy, like, transition receiver or safety. You know, you kind of can see everything. You can kind of deduce what's going to go down. So originally definitely going to look for a safety because, you know, like I was talking about, no one wants to go out there and make those tackles, and no one wants to come from 16 yards and hit somebody, especially big running backs and stuff. So that's definitely something I was trying to do early.
Yeah. So then at what point did you know, or at what point did you start to lean towards playing receiver in college?
I knew I was receiver the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I was really young, I always knew, like, it was just something, I don't know. Dad played receiver, definitely, like we talked about, might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
But the whole time I just never was like I like defense, you know, but like it takes a different dude to love exactly.
Yeah. You can't half-ass that. No, to go and willingly hit people every day, every play, and get back up and do it again. Like you got to be built a little different.
Yeah, and I mean, being a receiver, I mean, you know, you catch that ball, it's like
nothing better.
You're the dude. You know what I'm talking about? So that's definitely
nothing better.
Definitely a big reason why I did that.
So then, when you were getting recruited, what took you to Holy Cross?
Yeah, Holy Cross was one of my later offers. I didn't have any like big FBS or anything, just all FCS schools. But it was something about it. I took a visit there and fell in love with the campus, the people, the staff. You know, I really just believed in what they were building there.
Yeah.
And we got there early. I mean, you know, like Kuz always says it. Shout out Kuz. He said, I woke up on first base.
Yeah.
Because y'all already had the ball rolling when we got there. But, I mean, you know, it was just, I mean, you can attest to it. It's just you kind of believe what Ches was talking about. And you believe that, you know, we were going to be able to make a good run, which we did end up doing.
100%. I think Coach Ches does a really good job, does a really good job of articulating his vision for, like, what the team is going to be, what we're going to do, and how you fit into it. Yeah. Like, I think he does a really good job of letting you know, like, all right, this is what we're doing, this is who we are, this is who you are, and this is why we like you, you know what I mean? And then, like, this is why we want you to come here. And it just makes a lot of sense for a lot of the people that we bring in. I feel like a lot of the kids that we bring in are pretty similar. They're all pretty much good dudes, you know, on and off the field.
Yeah. Makes it easy for the team to bond, too, because
100%.
Once you guys – I feel like that's the thing with a lot of programs. It's like guys aren't bought in. Like, they're 100%. All about themselves, and then that's what separates the team, and that's why you don't win those games that you should. So then when you got, you know, 100 so dudes that are all bought into the same goal, like, that's when you really start winning, and that's when I felt like we were, like, unbeatable. Like, I mean, we were beating up on all FBS teams. Like, we were just destroying the Patriot League. I mean, it was unfair for a little bit.
What's the name? Just looking back, who was your host on your official visit?
My host was... That is a good question. It was Josh Hicks.
Josh Hicks, right?
Yeah, it was Josh Hicks.
Because I remember I had Bryce. And I remember we all went out that night and everything. Yeah. Like, we got the whole crew together.
Well, the whole Holy Cross experience. Yeah, that was a good one.
No, for sure. But now, kind of leaning towards a different kind of thing, we're going to talk about kind of what's going on with free agency in the NFL right now. Specifically talking about the Panthers. What are your thoughts on the J.C. Horn extension?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, that dude's a baller. Yeah. Even in practice, you know, he hardest worker out there. I mean, he's getting us all pumped up. Like, he's talking his stuff. You know, he's, you know, like all corners do. Yeah. But, you know, he's a great dude on and off the field. I mean, honestly, I would have paid him more. You know, I mean, he really is a franchise player. Like, he's going to be, like, the heart and soul of our defense for sure. Unfortunately, we lost Shaq this year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, he is going to be, like, the guy that gets the ball rolling for us. So 100%. I think he's I think it's fantastic pickup for us.
I mean, I agree. You know, getting that deal done early, because you can see like the ramifications of that. Meaning, Derek Stingley gets paid. You know what I mean? Like when you have a great player like that, I feel like you pay him early, you get it done. It ends up saving you money because the longer you wait, the more you end up having to pay.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure Patrick Surtain got paid out too.
Oh yeah.
Not too long after that.
Oh yeah. And then
or
it's
maybe
just
before, but yeah.
It's just like when you have a top 3 corner like that, you pay him like a top 3 corner. I think J.C. Horn doesn't get the credit that he deserves a lot of times. I mean, when he was coming out, I thought he was like one of the craziest corners I've seen for his size. You know, being able to move the way that he does. You know, everyone always talks about that video, like keeping his pad level low and everything like that. And like you said, bringing that dog. It's just in certain people. You know what I mean? Like you can't really fake it. So I think that I agree with you. I think that was a pretty good move for the Panthers. But next we're gonna talk about David Moore re-signing.
Yep.
You know, being a veteran. Kind of speak to what that means for the locker room.
Yeah, love Demo. Like I can name all the guys, but I mean him in particular. Like he really took me under his wing. Yeah. You know, later round guy. I think he was 7th round pick, coming out of a small school. You know, he kind of knows what it's like to earn your keep. Yeah. So having him in the room is definitely just a blessing because he's able to share his knowledge and share his game. And he's not the fastest guy. He's not the biggest dude, but he runs great routes. He's smooth and he catches the rock. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you really got to do. Yeah. And I mean. And I know I said he's not the fastest guy. He is fast. Yeah. I mean, it's the NFL. Yeah, of course. But, I mean, he's just such a technician out there. Yeah. But, I mean, again, it's a great move by us for sure.
I think, speaking to that point, it's almost better to learn from those guys who, obviously everyone's, like, God-gifted and blessed, genetically, physically, and everything like that to get to the NFL. Mm-hmm. But, obviously some dudes are different, right? Yeah. Like some dudes are just much faster. Some dudes are just much bigger and stuff like that. So when you have a guy that's not necessarily the fastest or the strongest or whatever, and they're still getting off, you know what I mean? Still doing stuff consistently, I like to talk to those guys and it's like, all right, how are you getting stuff done this way? And they always have a lot of knowledge. I think like, especially like that vet presence and that, just the knowledge and the wiseness that comes from those guys is just invaluable. So, having those guys that you can just, like you said, pick his brain and, like kind of take you under the wing and everything like that, lends itself to the success of the team. So,
yeah. And it's not even like necessarily just on the field stuff either. Like, it's, like I was saying this another thing. It was like off the field. It's like when to buy a house, when to buy a car, like, how are you investing your money? How are you saving? Like, it's like they've done all that and they've made the moves to get themselves in a stable position. Uh-huh. And that right there is just another awesome benefit that you might not get from a younger guy who's still trying to figure it out,
100%. I think that people overestimate how much, like, guidance you get. Yeah. Right? Because obviously, like, everyone in the world is trying to tell you what you do with your money, right? Like, everyone on Twitter or any type of social media is like, oh, you should buy this or you shouldn't buy this or you should invest in this and this is how you get passive income. You know what I mean? They have all these ways to make money with your money and all that type of stuff. So to have someone that you trust and, just to ask honest questions and stuff like that is just, I feel like super important.
Yeah, because, you don't know what you don't know.
100%. Yeah. 100%. And then the last thing we'll talk about with that is, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase are now all on contract. So, dude, T. Higgins and Jamar, I think together are making like $70 million a year or something like that. A lot. Like, is that a goal for you at some point? When you get that next contract, to kind of like, I don't know. I mean, obviously everyone's goal is to get to that second contract, but just to see the way that they did it, locking in with like the same agent and going there, like that's like a dream.
Yeah, I think that just proves that Cincinnati trusts them and they 100%. Want them to be the guys for them for years to come. You're not going to find a Jamar Chase, a T. Higgins, a Joe Burrow just every year. So, when you get guys like that are produce, make plays, they're selling tickets, they're packing the house. Like, you got to keep those guys around. It is a lot of money to have on just the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. But, you got to score points.
100%. I mean, like, everyone's going to play the game a little bit differently, and everyone's going to spend money differently. But I feel like you said, when you're in a position like that where you have Joe Burrow, who arguably is one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner last year, so best receiver in the league. And then T. Higgins, one of, if not the best wide receiver 2 in the league. Like, I think that you keep them together.
Yeah, and you can't let, like, let's say you let T. Higgins walk. It's like everyone's just going to be like, how do you let that guy leave?
100%. Because now it's like, all right, now you have to replace him or do better. With, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think they did the right thing.
I do too.
And obviously only time will tell, but I think that right now it's safe to say that they did the right thing with that. But then now we'll go start talking a little bit more about back to you. So we talked about high school. You know, you chose Holy Cross. And let's just go right before you got to Holy Cross. What was it like for you being like a no-star guy? You know what I mean? Not being the most hyped or like coming out of like a perennial like top 25 high school. You know what I mean? Like what was that like for you?
Well, I mean, I just try to do my best. Ayir Asante impression. I just try to learn from you every step of the way, especially coming in as a freshman.
Before you knew me? Yeah.
No.
You're sick,
coming in as a freshman, I did know you.
Okay, that's fair.
And I believe you were like Patriot League most receiving yards in the Patriot League that year as a freshman or something like that. Am I wrong?
I think you're wrong, but I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, I mean, in my coming in. In all seriousness, though, I looked up to you, Tenio, Jewel, like all y'all boys to like. It wasn't about the stars. It wasn't about the rankings because like you can have all that stuff, but as soon as you get to college, like all that's gone. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like I mean, I know both of us have seen guys come in with 3-4 stars and leave. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, or not do anything, and it's just like you got to find the right program. You got to find the right coaches. You got to find people that are going to believe in you. And you got to find a team that's going to trust you and build you up, not tear you down. And I feel like you guys, especially our receiver room. I mean, that was just
special room.
We had an insane room for growth and development, and everyone was learning together. It wasn't like we were just all like, oh no, I'm going to do my own thing. It was everyone was trying to come up together because, like we were saying, we knew we could build something. So
100%. No, I definitely agree. I mean, what we had in play, like I said, I mean, the culture that we had at Holy Cross, kind of set by Coach Chesney, set by Coach Grotsky, and then set by the dudes before us.
Yeah.
Was special. Like you said, we had a pretty great group, and then we had an even better group coming in with you guys, and then, you know, we just started that whole process. But again, I think this kind of speaks, for me personally, what I've seen is like, not only do we bring in at Holy Cross, and not to become like a Holy Cross advertisement or anything like that, but like, not only do we bring in such like-minded like individuals, but it's like the families too. Because, you know, like I know your mom and dad, and like obviously like the way that they brought you up, you know, as a loving, caring human being that's going to go out there and be a dog. Right? You have that confidence in yourself. Like every one of the guys that we brought in had that confidence within themselves. So it's like whether or not you're a 5-star or a no star or whatever, you believed in yourself. And I think that a lot of us were like that. Had that drive, and I don't know how, but like Coach Chesney, like, and the entire coaching staff were able to pick out these guys.
Yeah, it was weird, like how it all.
You know what I mean? Like
out,
we had so many guys that could have went Power 5 or Group of 5 or whatever FBS in any type of fashion, but we're getting slept on, right? Like dudes like Terrence Spence, we just talked to him, right? Like, you know, you finding a guy like Sluka, who, you know, many people passed on. Finding guys like Luke. You know, Byron Shipman. Byron Shipman had offers to Cincinnati, and they were undefeated at the time, right? Like, it's just crazy to be able to get these guys.
Can't forget about Dominic Thomas.
Dominic Thomas, for sure, absolute program changer. Then also, like, again, like, you can name literally Dobbs, Liam Anderson, Benton Whitley. Look at these dudes that are going to the NFL, right? C.J. Hansen in the NFL. Jalen Coker in the NFL. But, like, it's just... really, it was really weird, honestly, how they're able to get all these guys, get all these great families together and make everyone bond to the point where, all right, like now we're becoming a big family, but we're out here kicking ass on Saturdays. We're going to school, getting a great degree, you know, setting ourselves up for life after football and everything like that, but still like winning. Like you said, like, bro, I lost one game in conference in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, I take pride in that. You know what I mean? Like I still tell people about that.
Same.
You know, when people ask about like, oh, like what was like a Holy Cross? I'm like, I mean, we kind of just dominated.
Yeah, and it's so funny whenever you bring it up. Like no one's ever heard of that place.
You know what I mean? Like
it's they're like,
insane.
where's that at? Connecticut? Like it's like nah,
Bruh, like
Worcester.
Like I remember when I committed. I'll say this: when I committed, bro, I remember one kid was like, "Yo, where are you going?" I'm going to Holy Cross. He's like, "D2's cool, man. You'll be fine."
Yeah.
I'm like, "D2."
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It's like, nah, go on, put some respect on it, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
man. But
sure.
yeah, no, I definitely think. I mean, we definitely gained some respect a little bit. You know, like you said, beating those FBS teams and then going undefeated, going on these playoff runs and stuff like that. But you know, I asked CJ this question, so I'll ask you: out of all the championships that you had at Holy Cross, which one was your favorite?
I mean, that's a good question.
And it's a tough question in my opinion because
it's got to be the walk off at Fordham. I mean, I feel like that's that was an undefeated season right there. I mean, that's like
correct.
The epitome of like the best you could possibly get in that league. And to tie into that, it's like we win so many championships, all the other Patriot League schools teams has to do is get better because they can't keep just getting dogged. So it's like, all right, now we got to bring in better guys. Now we got to try more. And now
True.
we're like low-key building up that league to like just because we're doing well.
Yeah.
But for sure, definitely that undefeated year easily is my favorite one.
Yeah. I mean, bro, going undefeated didn't even feel real until we beat Georgetown and it was like, oh, wait, we actually just did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
Like
that's it.
beating Buffalo, like, it's like, okay, no, we have a shot. Like, I think that's another thing. Like, our culture was just like, we knew that at any moment, you know, stuff could change. Like, we were just, it wasn't about going 11-0 or 12-0 or whatever. It was about going 1-0 each week.
Yeah.
Like, that's all
100%.
that really mattered. So, I think it's going to be hard. Like, I mean, for some people, they always talk about their first, you know, the first championship, like your freshman year and stuff like that. And
we had the COVID ring. So, I mean, it counts, but like
100%.
we wanted to, I've wanted to personally win one, like with, you know, all 11 games.
100%. I mean, like, because, bro, for my freshman year, it was the first time we won it in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's going crazy. But, like, we were just like, all right, now this is the standard, right? Like, the stuff that was exceptional my first year now became the standard. So, I think definitely, you probably can't beat that senior, like my senior year.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I mean, literally. And then the walk-off at Fordham, play the clip. It played in the intro. Watch it again. Best game ever played on Fitton Field. I stand by it.
That's probably the best game on Fitton Field. But then that best game of that season, I think we could just start with the first season opener. Jalen Coker jumping over 7 dudes, catching the ball for a game winner. I think it was so awesome that Buffalo fired off fireworks for us.
Yeah, they were like, well, we gotta like use these.
Yeah, they're like, we paid the money. You gotta light them.
That was such a second half game too. Like
100%.
Like we like just turned it on in that time. Like it was just
100%.
Yeah.
Like talking about believing, like we knew we were gonna win the game
whole time, and that's what winning cultures do. It's like, you know, once you win, it's like, all right, now going down doesn't mean like we're out. It's like, what are we gonna do to get back into it?
100%. We knew that games came with ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
So it was just about, you know, going crazy. But so now through your years at Holy Cross, right? You're dominating. You're making a name for yourself. You're making plays. At what point did the NFL become a real possibility for you?
Yeah, I would say after the junior year, like started to get, you know, some interest from other bigger schools to transfer out, and agents and things like that kind of trickled in a little bit here and there. But I mean, I don't know, like I always thought I was going to play in the league.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like as a little kid, that's your dream, and that's something that you chase, and that's something that I've always felt like was in the cards for me. You know, luckily everything worked out even better than I could have planned it. I mean, like you were saying, like 4 championships and then go on to play in the NFL. It's just, and meet so many good guys and, you know, have a great experience at Holy Cross. But yeah, I mean, like after that sophomore year, like I kind of felt like I was like, okay, I can play a little bit.
Yeah.
And then junior year, I was like, yeah, I can definitely play.
Turning it up.
Yeah. And then senior year, I was just...
You're just locking it in.
I was locking it in.
It was just confirming everything.
I was just ready to make that jump.
And then, I mean, just for anyone that isn't extremely familiar with what Jalen Coker did his senior year, Jalen Coker became the leader all time in receiving touchdowns, in receptions, and receiving yards at Holy Cross first team All-American. Like, it wasn't an average season or just a slightly above average season. Like, it was an exceptional season. You went crazy. Do you remember how many receiving yards you had?
That year I had 1,040 and 15 touchdowns.
Like, not many people can even say that ever, like in any season they played. So to do that on the Division I level, knowing that you were the number one guy, you know what I mean, having that confidence to go in there and know you're going to get the double team or you're going to get their best corner or whatever, and still being able to go and pull that off is extremely impressive. So I just wanted to give you that, just because I know you're not gonna say it, so I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
You know, this dude went crazy, but so like, do you have any moments when you were like, oh, like, because I understand you, like, you're just out there going crazy. You're just out there playing ball. Like you said, like it seems like when you're most comfortable is when the game kind of almost slows down for you, and you're just like, all right, like I'm just playing, like I'm just doing what I've been doing my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. So was there any moments where, like, you know, whether it was a record or like a game where you know, did something that you haven't done yet or anything like that, was there anything where you're like, oh, like this is it? Like,
I mean, breaking the receiving yards record was a good one. Like, all the records I broke at Holy Cross were cool, but you know, I still feel bad that we didn't go to the playoffs that year. You know, like I try not to let the accolades cloud my judgment, because, you know, my whole time there, it's never been about what you do personally. It's 100%. What you do as a group. So, you know, of course, like, you see that stuff, and, you know, we're ranked and we're all doing all that type of stuff, and it's great. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you can't make it all, like, it just makes the story that much better if you can go on a little playoff run, maybe win it that year. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, of course you see that stuff, and it is really cool, and I'm proud, and I bet 20 years from now I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was like that.
You know? Yeah, 100%.
Right now, I just gotta take it, you know, kind of like we said about the games, just one day at a time, one step at a time. I'm not where I want to be, so yeah. Once I get there, then I can look back and kind of reminisce a bit.
No, I think that's a great point. Just kind of emphasizing living within the moment, mm-hmm. you know, understanding that, you know, every day is a blessing. You know, Coach Chesney always used to tell us, you know, yesterday's gone forever, yep. and tomorrow may never come. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you just got to kind of dominate that day. And I think that, you know, we kind of take that for granted sometimes. You know, that's why I wanted to give you flowers and let you know, like, hey, man, you really did go crazy. I know that obviously you're still within your journey and you're still getting better every day. But yeah, definitely a hell of a Holy Cross career. And so when you started to get ready for the combine, well, you know, combine, pro day or whatever, at this point you declare for the draft.
Yep.
You went down and you trained with CJ Hansen, mm-hmm. Who we had on the first episode.
Yes, I did.
What was the deciding factor for you to go where you trained? And yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, it was weird. Like, I didn't know CJ was going to train there, and I kind of just picked there based off, like, the facilities, what they offered, like, kind of centered around, like, what I was trying to do, like, get faster, get stronger, like, you know, the usual stuff, but really, like, get on my 40 start, like, because I knew that was going to be a big thing for me. And then I told CJ that I was going there, and he was like, oh, I'm going there too. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of just, like, a funny, like, moment. And then going there, I didn't realize, like, how awesome it was to have him there. Have someone you knew, have someone that you played ball with, you know, someone that you can kind of confide in every day. So it was awesome. Yeah. Another awesome blessing, yeah.
100%. I mean, people don't understand, like, when you, like, that first day you walk in there, it's like the first day of school. Yeah. Like, you don't know anyone.
No, you don't know anything.
Yeah, you just going in there. You just know everyone in there is trying to essentially interview for the same job you're interviewing for. Mm-hmm. So
exactly.
Having someone you know is definitely makes it a lot easier, mm-hmm. For sure. And then I remember, because I was down in Florida, but I was in Hollywood. You guys were in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
But we were able to link up that one time, you know, grab some food and mm-hmm. kick it. You know, that definitely helped feel a little bit more comfortable down there. And then you were invited to the Hula Bowl.
Yep.
And went, killed it, and ended up getting invited to the Shrine Bowl.
Yep.
Right. So what was that like for you? Because I know, obviously, you know, everyone wants to go to the Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, initially not having that invitation, but then saying, like, to yourself, like, oh, all right, Hula Bowl is going to, like, let me go and show my talents, and the scouts are going to be there. All right, I'm going to do my thing. And then to get validated, you know what I mean, get that validation of, hey, actually, you're right. Maybe you should be at this Shrine Bowl. And they invite you. Like, what was that like?
Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, you were talking about the first day of school. When I walked in the Hula Bowl, I was like, geez, like, this is the best talent from all over the area. So like I really wanted to prove that I belonged there, not really to go to the Shrine Bowl or go to the Combine or anything like that. It was like I just wanted to prove to everyone else that just because of the helmet I had on didn't show the talent that I had. You know, like I didn't
100%.
And you find out really, really quick that like dudes with Ole Miss or dudes with UCLA, or like, I mean, they're just guys.
100%.
They're just guys. Some of them are dogs, but like,
it's football.
It is. At the end of the day, it literally is just football. And luckily, I did snap a little bit there, and I definitely got some looks. Was able to go to the Shrine like you were talking about, but I think it's just shout out the Hula Bowl, shout out the Shrine Bowl. Yeah. Just an amazing opportunity to demonstrate my ability, demonstrate my talent for guys that don't get to see it, because not everyone's coming up to a Holy Cross Fordham game, 100%. In December. And not everybody's doing that. So to be able to do that there, it was awesome. It really was.
And then kind of speaking to that, did you feel any pressure, like, as an FCS player, you know what I mean? Like, now you're here going against these FBS guys, these Power 5 guys. Like, did you feel kind of like a sense of, like, I'm kind of putting on for FCS guys or, like, small school guys and kind of showing the world, not just for you, but kind of like anyone? Because, I mean, I kind of related to that feeling a little bit going to the Tropical Bowl, and I've talked to other guys that kind of felt that way. Specifically for me, it was like, all right, now we got, like, I'm saying, like, all right, if I go and Coke goes, like, now the next year, Justin Shorter's going to be able to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then years after that, like, it's going to be able to open up doors for other receivers from Holy Cross. Seeing talent come out of Holy Cross is only going to bring more eyes to Holy Cross. So I felt like that. But then especially for other small schools. And I've talked to other guys, like, every year we end up playing in that same realm of, like, the Villanova or UDEL or South Dakota State. And, we're around those guys a lot, UNH and stuff like that. And we were all kind of putting on. So did you kind of feel like that type of responsibility a little bit?
Absolutely. I mean, coming in, like we were talking about it, like no one knows where Holy Cross is at. Yeah. No one has ever heard of that school before. Yeah. So yeah, of course you got a little chip on your shoulder. You want to be like, nah, like this is where I went to school. I'm better than you, and like this is how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna prove it every day. Yeah. However many days, 4 days we were there. Yeah. For sure. I mean, I think that being a FCS player in like a big pond like that is just, and then you perform well, it just makes you stand out that much more. 100%. It's like everyone's like, how do we miss this kid? How is he not at wherever? Yeah. So I think it's just it just makes the story a little bit better. 100%. It really does.
I think also it just gives you the opportunity because their bar is already low. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, this is a kid from Holy Cross. Yeah. So then now when you go and you really do it, like you said, it brings more attention to you, which is pretty sick. So then you getting that Combine invite, I remember seeing that notification. I'm like, yo, this is sick. You and CJ going to the Combine. How special was that for you?
That really right there is a dream come true. I mean, I knew, like, after I, was doing well at the Hula Bowl and then got the Shrine Bowl invite and, unfortunately hurt my hamstring and stuff. So I was like, but I'll rehab and we'll get back and all that. Ready for the pro day. Like, that was, like, where my mind was at. Like, I was like, I'm not, like, sold that I'm making this Combine thing. Like, it was a great receiver class when I came out last year. Yeah. So I was just kind of like, preparing myself to just get back ready for a pro day. And then getting that, that's a dream come true right there. I mean, 100%. That's... especially small school guy, like getting that Combine invite and then being able to go through all that stuff and pictures and you get to go on that 40-yard line and you get to go to Indianapolis. You get to do the whole nine, and that's just again just kind of reaffirms like I'm doing well. So I think that's just really good it was really good for me at the time because I needed that little push. Like they're seeing it. Yeah. I'm not like invisible anymore.
It's that reaffirmation. Like, obviously you believe in yourself and like you're constantly trying to prove them wrong or really prove yourself right. But then when you finally get that like recognition, like, okay, like, all right, they're seeing it. Yeah. Right. It kind of just validates everything you just put in. Mm-hmm. When you went to the Combine, how do you think you like performed? Because I know I've talked to a bunch of people, and they say it's a long process. It's tough on the body. You're getting scanned and all that stuff. So then when it's time to actually go and hit the field, it's kind of a mix up.
I think it's just a lot of nervous energy because you don't run until like the third day you're there. So it's like you're just kind of like just kind of like waiting and like just kind of like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally that moment comes, and you're just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, I will say it is not as crazy as it looks on TV though.
Yeah.
Like on TV, I don't know, it makes it seem like way bigger than it is. Like it is really just football. Like just go out there and be an athlete, jump and run.
100%.
So but it was an awesome experience. Like, you know, you go in and all the lights are on. You see all like the 40-yard dash and vertical jump.
It's all the stuff that you've seen when you were like watching the combine growing up and stuff like that.
So like really being there and, you know, taking it all in, all that nervous energy just went away. Like it was like, all right, like I got here because of my talent and everyone else that's believed in me my whole life. So it's like now all I can do, I got nothing to lose. I shouldn't even be here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
no one even is
you're playing with house money.
Exactly. Like no one's like expecting me to do anything. So it's like, all right, now I have just so much opportunity to be like, look at this right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But performance wise, you know, I think I did well. Could have ran a little faster, obviously. You know, I feel like everyone's gonna say that, but I feel like I jumped out of the gym. I did a good broad.
What was the vert?
I had a 42.5-inch vertical.
40 what?
42.5.
Jesus Christ.
But no, it was a amazing experience.
Sheesh.
Would not change anything at all.
Did you meet with the Panthers while you were there?
I met with the Panthers at the Hula Bowl. I met with their scout. I don't think I talked to anyone else at the Shrine. I think I talked to every team at the Hula Bowl because it was like kind of like a round robin. Like you were just going like boom, 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 team.
Yeah.
But didn't do any talking to anyone at the Combine.
Okay.
No talking to anyone at the Shrine. It was kind of just
business.
Yeah, which was cool because I think that's why I took away from like the nervousness and like the time consuming stuff because I kind of got it all out of the way earlier.
Yeah.
So it's like now I don't need to go up there and do the special visit where they have you shoot baskets or whatever the teams have them doing. But yeah.
That's what's up. So then make it to the draft. And, you know, actually before we even get into that, right, I mean, because there's no secret you ended up going undrafted. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a little blind ranking, right? So I'm going to give you a name of an undrafted free agent that, you know, played in the NFL. And there's only be 5 names. So I want you to rank them 1 through 5. So 1 being your top, 5 being not the bottom, but, you know, just So we'll start with Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler. I can't change the order after I
No,
name him.
so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you just got to...
4.
4? Okay, okay. It's pretty funny. I played with his brother at Wyoming. Dog coming out this year.
Yeah, I did see that he's a dog.
Yeah. Went crazy at Pro Day. Adam Thielen.
Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. He is a dog. Is the receiver from Seattle on here?
Is who?
Doug Baldwin.
I can't tell you who's on the list.
I'll go 2.
You'll go 2? All right. Safe choice. Kurt Warner.
Ooh, I'll go 3.
So you got 5 and you got 1.
5 and 1.
Jacoby Myers.
5.
Tony Romo.
1.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
I actually ended up working out for you. You played it safe.
That was good.
But nah, I knew throwing that Adam Thielen second was gonna, you know what I mean, test it a little bit.
Because I knew there was gonna be another really good one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I didn't even know Tony Romo was an undrafted free agent.
Neither did I.
You guys are great.
But Coker is great. Coker's him.
Ayir, Asante's him. That joint better make the cut.
Cap. So
better make the cut. And Dom Thomas is a Viltrumite. Don't know why he's laughing back there.
Dom Thomas is a Viltrumite. Why did he threaten him? He's going to cut that out. Okay, so now you did your training. You did the Hula Bowl. You went to the Shrine. You did the Combine. You went to Pro Day.
Yep.
Did you perform at Pro Day?
Did not.
Yeah. But it was just kind of like a formal type thing.
Yeah.
Formality. So then now we're just going to talk about the draft process. Kind of what was draft night like for you? I know that you had a party. You know, obviously you want to be around your friends, family, the close ones.
Yep.
What was that like for you? Just kind of walk me through that process of...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like weeks before, my mom was like planning everything, sending out all the invites, making sure everyone was able to come. And we all think I'm gonna be a day 2, day 3 guy.
Yep.
But yeah, had all my friends there, all my family there, everyone that can make it, of course, and just kind of everyone that's helped me along my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be sure we gave back a little, and wanted to like make sure that they knew that they were like a part of this too. It's not just all about me. But a lot of anxiety, a little underwhelming. You want to hear your name get called.
100%.
So it definitely was till the very end. I was like sweating bullets, like I'm like freaking out. But you get the call. It's Carolina. My agent's talking to me. He's like, like this is a really good spot. Like young team, rebuilding. You can kind of find your way. So I felt like it was a perfect opportunity, close to home too, like not too far. So
how far is it driving?
It's probably about like 5 hours.
Okay.
So not bad. Definitely not 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, ended up working out. It kind of blessing in disguise, I think.
100%. I mean, I remember because on that night, right, obviously, I was at home. CJ was having his party. You were at home. And then, kind of, I think Holy Cross was posting the stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw Coker, signs with the Panthers. And then, obviously, I signed with the Giants. And then
Well,
CJ,
don't just be throwing it away like it's
no.
nothing.
I'm just saying because obviously I knew about me.
Yeah.
I'm saying I knew about me, so it's like, all right, I signed with the Giants, so I'm ecstatic. Like I'm ecstatic. Everything I'm with JY and Cam, and then I got my family there and everything like that. That was what's up. But then to like hear, everything else was going good for my guys, right? Like seeing the CJ stuff, calling CJ, I'm excited, bro. I remember calling you. I got my little hat on. You got your hat on. Calling Coach Chaz and just like having like sharing those moments. I think that was super sick. I got to send you that picture of like us on FaceTime because I always like look back and stuff like that. But it's just one of those surreal moments where it's just like, bro, it just came true.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Everything is worth it. Like,
and the craziest thing was, it was like, it just came true. And like, I know all of us were like, all right, now we got to like get back to work.
Bro,
now it's like,
it's
time
so
to like,
crazy. I was just like, it's the mountaintop. But then, like, you get to the mountaintop and realize,
and then
like,
the clouds part, and then there's like a bigger mountain.
Yeah, like, you're like, oh my God, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And everyone always talks about, like, that rookie year. We just told Terrence, right? Yeah. Like, rookie year is the longest year of your life.
Yep.
Yeah, because, think about it. Your senior year ends, and, some guys go to bowl games and stuff like that. Some guys go to playoffs or whatever you do, you're pretty much, like, done in December. Most people are going to wherever you're, like, we went to Florida, but you're going to wherever you're training in January. Sometimes earlier. And you're working as hard as you can for 8-9 weeks, whatever, going to all-star games, coming back, getting treatment, managing everything, eating right, getting your mind right, everything. You go, you do the combine, you do pro day, you do local days, you work out, you meet with teams, and then now you're just waiting, you're at home, you're staying in shape, you're doing all that stuff, you get signed or you get drafted, and then it's like, bet, hey man, you're going to be here in a week or two.
Yep. Now it's time to learn the playbook. Now it's time to get acclimated with the team. Now it's time to make plays on the practice field.
Bro.
Now you got to like show why you belong. And it's like, it's just a whole nother series of events.
Bro, like I remember sitting there thinking like, because I went, obviously we were up, it's lit, all right, whatever. Then like when I came down, I'm like, damn, do I have to get an apartment? Damn. Like, do I have to get a chef? Like all these questions where I'm like, all right, now we're professionals. Like, and that was the thing. I'm like, damn, like college, they could take care of all that for you. Like, all right, here's how your food. This is what you. I'm like, all right, the NFL is the NFL. Like, you're a professional now. Obviously, they're gonna age you and stuff. I'm like, yo, what's it like? Like, obviously, we didn't get drafted, but like, what does this mean? What is the signing bonus? You know what I mean? Yeah. What is this? What is guaranteed money? What does that really mean? What is his like? Is this? You know what I mean? Because you can compare, contrast, and all that stuff, and it really doesn't matter. Like you said, man. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, you got your opportunity locked in. So now you just go there and do your thing.
Yeah. And then you got other guys coming in who they also draft, and then you got to compete with all the other rookies that are in there who
100%.
are first, second, third round picks, and now you got to like show why you belong with that group, and it's just mentally was the biggest thing. It was just so taxing, mentally so draining. It's like you're always thinking about like, am I gonna be here tomorrow? Like if I drop this pass, am I gonna be here tomorrow?
People don't talk about that.
No, it was like just so like you're always in like limbo. Every day, all day. Like, you have no security. Like, you're always trying to balance.
You're walking on eggshells.
Literally. Every day, all day.
All camp.
Like, it was always the worst when coach would, like, ask me a question, and I'd be like, I don't know. And you just like, I hope that wasn't like the catalyst for like me not getting 2 more catches this week. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Like, you don't know, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, you're going into a league that has vets.
Yeah.
Right? These people have been, like, it's not college. You know, it's not like, oh, like, this is the system, you know, 4 years. No, like, some of these dudes been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to come in there and take your spot.
And are like a polished 10-year player who get the job done every year.
They've learned 10 playbooks.
Yeah.
Right? They could pick up a playbook like that.
Yeah.
So then now you have a playbook, bro. Coming from Holy Cross, like, I'm not sure what you guys did your 5th year, but like, or not your 5th year. Sorry. It would have been my 5th year, your 4th year. Like, but like, man, when I went to Wyoming, we got a pro style offense. I'm like, bro, this is night and day. Like, the terminology, getting a play call in the huddle and stuff like that, and having kills and checks and all this stuff. It was just like, damn, like, this is kind of a different world. It took a different level of studying and stuff like that.
It did. That was a different thing. You were talking about kills and checks. Like, Holy Cross, you call a play, like, that was the play.
That was the play.
You know, like, there was no, like, kill
I'm saying we
like,
were better.
Yeah.
It did, like, the plays worked.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what coverage. Just like,
no.
You have options every play. The NFL is not like that.
No.
Right? You got man beaters, you got zone beaters, you got checks, you got, all right, we're going to call this for too high. But, like, and like, for the viewer, I'm not talking about, like, this is what's coming in through the headset or, like, you know, we're getting stuff on the sideline. Like, this is the call. This is the formation. There's this shift, this motion, whatever. You line up. This is what we're doing. And if he says can or if he says kill, then it goes to this because that means that we were preparing for 2 high. It was actually 1 high, so we're going to do this.
Yep.
But then sometimes they'll shift or, you know, what we call they will bluff, right? Like, you know, they might show something but rotate to something else. And then now he has to, you know, reload, get back to the first play. You know, it's mentally taxing and it's really not for everybody. I mean, different dudes coming from different systems where it was see ball, get ball, you know what I mean? Jump ball, all right, I got a one-on-one, tap my head, and it's a fade. Like, it's not – that holds a lot of people back.
It's not that.
100%.
It's definitely not that.
And, bro, they don't like when you mess up reps. You're already an undrafted guy. You're already a rookie. Like you said, like, being on such a short leash.
Yeah.
And then it's like, bro, I have to show them who I am. I have to show them I belong. But then you got to know what the hell you're doing to show them who you are. And like
after every practice, we were in the hotel running through the entire script that we had.
Yeah.
I'm staying up until 2, 3 in the morning trying to make sure I know everything for the next day. And then I'm waking up at 7, 8 to go do it all over again. It's like for like 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's like
100%.
You have to be so locked in for those moments because you only have so much time to prove that you're going to be able to play for them.
And then I can even call it back to, I remember reaching out to you in the middle of camp and being like, yo, how's it going? Because I remember I wasn't getting too many opportunities in practice and stuff like that. And that messes with your mental. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, man, going from high school, you know, your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, right? You end up becoming from the bottom of the totem pole to the top.
Yeah.
Then you go to college, it resets. But, you know, you kind of got that opportunity to go and, you know, poke your chest out a little bit. In the NFL, like, you kind of have to poke your chest out from day one to show, like, all right, I belong. But you're still a rookie. Like, it's one of those weird things where it's like, this is not a process that we're used to.
Yeah.
But, like, man, you don't have many opportunities. So it's like... No. I don't know. That was the worry. I was like, we were talking about.
And you mess up that one opportunity, you're not gonna get a second one, the same practice for sure.
And you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it was always the one play that I didn't know the best.
And they'll call, hey, this is you.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. You're like, not anything but this one.
You know what I mean? Like,
and before I get out there, I'm like, all right, I'm the F right now. Like, I'm motioning over, I'm crack blocking, and then I'm peeling out to the flat. Like, I'm like making sure I know what I'm doing because. You mess that one rep up, it's like you really, really might not get another rep for real.
100%. So, I mean, and then I feel like there was another similarity being that, like, you guys, I mean, the Panthers drafted a first-round receiver.
Yep.
You know, the Giants,
Dog, by the way. He's a dog, by the way.
I mean, we worked out with him today. I mean, he's definitely all everything they say he is, you know what I mean? But, and then when I came into the Giants, you know, I came in with Malik Neighbors, right? So another first-round guy, 100%. What was it like, you know, for you kind of working with him, seeing, you know, you guys are both rookies, but kind of different situations, you know, a first-rounder, seeing different type of money, different attention, different kind of investment from the organization than an undrafted free agent?
Yeah. It was good. I mean, it didn't really bother me that much because I knew I still had to get past, you know, Mingo and Mike Strawn and Terrace Marshall and like all those dudes can play. Like
Yeah.
all those dudes can play. And Adam, of course. And it's like the whole time you're just trying to figure out where you fit into the lineup, you know? So Xavier never made it where it was like, I'm a first round pick. Like he was never like boastful like that. Like we were learning together. We were both hungry together. Like he wanted to get good just like I wanted to get good. And then I start to play and I start to show that I can play a little bit. And then that kind of, he's like, hey, like, where'd you go to school again? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then it's like that gap that was there is like just completely gone. You know,
because now you guys are just
now we're just rookies.
You're just rookies,
you know?
man.
So it's like
you're just professionals.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like we were able to bond and grow over that, and you know, we're boys now. So I mean, it's just kind of like, no matter what background you come from, when you start at the same level, like you kind of just grow together.
100%. I mean, definitely, like, man, it's tough being a rookie.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? And you got to kind of lean on
everybody.
Other rookies. So that was the one thing. I mean, I remember when we got to camp, a lot of times, like, the vets would be like, man, we don't care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The players don't care. Rookie, undrafted, you got to prove yourself to the teams, especially the vets. Like, now, obviously, I think the front office cares. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't touch the first rounders. You know what I mean?
You also don't ride the golf cart either.
You know what I mean?
Not allowed.
It's a little different, but I mean, with the stuff that matters, you know what I mean, like, making plays and stuff like that, you're gonna get you earn your respect.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that just kind of always gonna be the case. So okay, so then now let's get into your receiver brain. We're gonna do this thing where we're gonna talk about our receiver Mount Rushmore.
Got it.
You'll say one name and then I'll say one name, and I guess we'll just compare, or not really compare, but kind of give me your reasoning for why.
I mean, I bet we'll have similarities. I mean, there's 5 or 6 that are just guaranteed. Like,
bro, mine's a little weird.
Is it actually? All right.
Yeah, mine's a little weird.
No order.
No order, just So you say one first.
I'll do different ones because I say like Randy and Calvin, and those guys are awesome. I'll go my first one. I'll do Larry Fitz.
Larry Fitz, and why?
I mean, dude does not drop a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, strong. Like, that dude is like, I was watching film on him the other day, and it's just like he just gets so open, and it's like the defensive back is like almost scared to like interact because it's like, if he gets his hands on you, you're going away, and even if the ball's not in the right place, he's still making a play on it.
Yeah.
So I feel like just his consistency and his ability to catch the football just puts him right up there.
I mean, I think Larry Fitz is a great one. Like you said, I mean, dude doesn't drop the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has more tackles and drops in his career, which is insane.
Yeah.
My first one is going to be, like I'm saying, it's going to be a little bit different. Antonio Brown.
Fire.
Just because, man, growing up, obviously off the field, in the late stuff, what he's currently doing, I could care less about. We're just talking about football. Bro, Antonio Brown was like that. Mm-hmm. Like, people forget about Tony Toe Tap. Like, and just having that confidence. And I think, like, to play this position, you kind of have to go out there. Especially, like, I like some of the smaller guys, you know what I mean? Because I'm one of the smaller guys compared to, like, league standards and stuff like that. But going out there and just cooking, right? Running routes, catching balls across the middle, taking hits, yards after catch. Dude was top receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were times where, he was leading the league.
He made it look so easy, too.
Bro, it was effortless.
Yeah.
Just with speed, with precision, and just, bro, like, the way that, like, I know, like, Tony Toe Tap, but, like, he actually was toe tapping, like, making incredible catches, catching the ball off his helmet, returning punts and stepping on punter's face. You know what I mean? That was just legendary to me.
Legendary stuff.
And, bro, I remember he used to score touchdowns and say, call God. Like, I just remember, like, me and my boys being like,
different.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, business is booming. Like, it's everything that he was doing, I was taking in and kind of learning from. So he's on my Mount Rushmore. I know a lot of people might not like that.
No, that if you watch ball, then you understand. Like that pick. Yeah. Number 2, I'm gonna go Julio.
Okay.
Again, kind of similar frame as me, big body, catches the rock. I mean, crazy athletic. Yeah. Not afraid to get physical either. But I mean, he was just so dominant for so long. Like, I feel like even like growing up, like, you always just knew, like, even coming out of Bama, like, that dude was just different. Like, you could just see it. Like, he was just like something. There's like, he was made in a lab almost. Like, that dude is like, what, 6'4",
Bro.
225, runs a 4.4, 4.3. It's like
nasty.
Jumping out of the gym. Like, I think that athletic build is like what I try to compare myself to, because I try to see myself in that same type of.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making those plays out there when I'm watching Julio Jones.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking about it. But I mean, I'll just never forget that catch. I think it was the playoff game where he leans over, like, ball is basically out of bounds.
Out of bounds, catches
that joint. Yep. And then rips it off of Luke Kuechly's helmet too. Like, it was just like stuff like that is like you just can't. Like, you're not gonna find that in another receiver. Like, it's just like that is just so different. Like, it's just
Julio Jones is a great pick. I think for my second guy, I think I'm gonna go Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you mentioned him earlier, but just the fact that, man, like, the culturally we have the you got mossed, like, that was a thing growing up for me. Like, where catching the ball, like head tapping someone was mossing somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just the fact that, like, bro did it so consistently and such a high level that we can coin a term as you getting mossed, like, that's insane to me. Bro, actually, my freshman year, I had we made it to the playoffs, ended up playing Monmouth, and I had a touchdown, and I kind of caught it on dude, and we lost the playoff game.
Yep.
But
don't worry,
night,
I watched it on film. Don't worry.
when I went home, dude, I made it on ESPN. And I was on you got Moss. So that was like one of the coolest things to me ever. Like, hearing Randy talk about my play, like saying my name was crazy. It's just like, yo, this guy's a freaking legend. Yeah. Another guy that went to a smaller school, coming out of Marshall.
Shouldn't have.
Bro, it's just, like, we obviously you see how it works. Like, I mean, hey, at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm going Randy.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Randy Moss. I mean,
can't.
He should be on everyone's list. 3. I'm gonna go. I mean, I gotta go Calvin. I mean, size, just ability to go get it. I mean, he just, for someone being that big and to run that fast and to jump that high and to be so dominant, like, that's who I always wanted to emulate. Like, being able to, like, go out on the field and, like, demand the double team. Like, you needed
100%.
You needed someone else out there to stop this dude, because if it was just one guy, it was gonna be a touchdown.
100%.
And I think that's just. I mean, he went to it was Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah.
And there's this one play where he's like the ball's behind him and he, like, reaches back behind him and catches that joint with one hand, and it's just like, bro, like, that's some video game stuff.
Different.
Like, and he would have played longer if he didn't have all his injuries with his ankles and stuff. But I mean, he, like, in what he did in such a short amount of time, like, legend.
100%. I mean, bro, his name's Megatron.
Yeah, like, literally.
You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that where you're just literally legendary.
You don't get that for no reason.
Not at all. I think with this one, I'm going to be a little bit more weird. I mean, obviously, there's a whole bunch of, like, names that are, everyone's going to say, like, a Jerry Rice or, people that we already named. I'm going to just say, personally, for me, I have Deshaun Jackson. Mm-hmm. And simply because, I grew up, I love the Eagles. They had Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin. They had Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, dogs. It literally was just like, bro, watching that ball fly. I don't even remember who it was that the Eagles were playing. And, like, Michael Vick just drops back. And you're just sitting there like, bro, why is he waiting? Why is he waiting? He just launches the football. And you just see Deshaun Jackson sliding under the ball.
So open, too.
You know what I mean?
He's, like, waiting on it and still 10 yards ahead of the other guy,
Like, and then, like you said, I think basically as a receiver, you want to see other receivers that are kind of like you and have your game. And me being, when I was younger, I was, like, I'm, again, a smaller receiver, but I was like a skinny kid. Like, I was fast, but I was skinny. Dude, seeing him in his pads look all big, his jersey looks all big, but he was out there dogging people, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I like this. So Deshaun Jackson, again, being that dog and bringing that energy and everything that comes with it, he's in my Mount Rushmore, and that's just obviously personal. But
I mean, another dog though. I mean, just
there's so many out there. So
position.
4
though.
Last one.
Yeah, probably Ayir Asante. Just speed, agility, hands.
We're being weird. We're being weird, bro.
No, for real. Mike Evans though.
Thank you.
Mike Evans.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, Mike Evans is a dog though. Especially watching him play this year too. It's like, I mean, I don't know how many 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons or something. I mean, it's just you really don't need to say anything more. I mean,
Doesn't even seem real. Dude's a monster.
He's doing it against the best of the best every year.
And the thing is, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's like, bro, you can't stop this.
Yeah. No.
For my last pick, I mean, it's tough because I really want to say Stephon Diggs just because I love everything about his game. But like it's more just personal reasons. Like I like, you know, him off the field, you know, the fashion stuff, kind of how he presents himself, you know, starting your own brand, clothing, like. And I told you about like how, you know, we played Houston in the preseason and I was able to go and, you know, kind of say some words to him after the game. And I think that meant the world to me. But I think for my last one, I'm going to put Odell Beckham. And because I know a lot of people kind of try to sum up his career with the one catch. And I think that's totally unfair.
I mean, he was about to be Super Bowl MVP if he didn't get hurt.
Like, people don't understand that, like, he's an animal. Like, he came into the league tripping. Like, that's, I mean, it's the thing with these LSU receivers, like Neighbors, like Jamar Chase, you know what I mean, Justin Jefferson. But, like, they're coming into the league snapping. Bro, there's so many. There's so many. Right? And they come into the league snapping. But, bro, Odell came to the league and was just like, yo, this is my league. Again, not a big dude. Out there catching slants and cribbing them. Like, people don't understand how hard that is. Like, everyone out there, like, everyone talks about 4.4s, 4.3s, whatever, bro. Everyone out there is fast. Okay, F what they're talking about, bro. Everyone out there is fast. This is the National Football League. So, taking a slant to the crib and skipping in the last 10 yards and then hitting the whip. Bro, like, that was just legend. Like, and the thing is, I like dudes that could really bring some showmanship. Like, you know what I mean? You know how I am. Like, you know what I mean? I got that emotion and stuff like that. So being able to, like, kind of make the stadium feel you, like, bro, like, everyone was waiting when Odell was scored. Like, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, and there's a lot of stuff that people don't give him credit for. Like, bro, he was rocking the scrunch socks, bro. Like, he was doing the custom cleats.
He had the Supreme leg sleeve, didn't he?
Bro, he was doing the double arm sleeve. And then, you know what I mean? Dude was rocking $1 million watches and stuff. And it's like, obviously, you know what I mean, if you're not a receiver, you might not respect that or understand what that means.
He was wearing an Apple Watch in a game one time. Straight Apple Watch. Influence, bro. I was influenced. You feel me? Like, you become what you watch and stuff like that. But nah, I think I'll finish up mine with Odell. And obviously I would put Jalen Coker, but oh my gosh,
you know,
I'd have just slid it in there.
You know what I mean? I guess, you know, you got to pay respects to the older guys. You know, we'll let Jalen Coker earn it, just so you guys don't say we're just giving it to him. But so what's your list in totality?
So for my recap, it was Larry, Calvin, Julio, and Mike Evans.
And for my 4, it was Deshaun Jackson, Antonio Brown, Randy Moss, and Odell Beckham. So I mean, I think, like you said, everyone's top 4 is going to be different, and, you know, everyone's like, oh, those aren't the best receivers. Like, man, that's who I like to watch. That's who I saw myself in, or whatever. Everyone's dogs, but, you know, everyone's going to have their own, you know, whatever you have to say about it. But getting to the NFL, obviously, you know, we got to talk about Adam Thielen, right? You know, probably one of the best undrafted free agent receivers or just players, like, ever at this point. And, you know, to have him on your team, in your room. What was that like for you? And, you know, kind of what was the importance of that to you in your process?
I mean, it was great to have a, you know, similar to Demo, have a vet that's kind of been in a similar situation. His is a little bit more insane, you know, not even getting an invite, and then just kind of, he just went to the camp and they ended up picking him up. And then, so his story is ridiculous, but such a down-to-earth guy. You know, you're able to talk to him about anything. He's always there to listen, doesn't have a big head or anything. And he's a dog. Like, he's good.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching him on the Vikings, and it's like, this dude's nasty. And that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And, like, now you see him on Carolina, and if he doesn't hurt his hamstring, like, he would have had 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, just the ability to see his process, his nutrition, the way he takes care of his body, you know, and then to see that translate onto the field is inspiring, and, you know, makes me want to emulate that to have a long career like his.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of people don't understand how good certain people are
Yeah.
until you see them, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for me, like, bro, getting to the Giants, all I've heard was about Daniel Jones and Daniel Jones this, that. Bro, we get in there and this dude's slinging the rock.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like at such a high level where like he's throwing bombs and dude's working his ass off. He's in there day in, day out. He's like, you know, the cliche, like first one in, last one out. Like that's literally what he's doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, bringing us along and getting us right. So it was like, bro, like the league is probably crazy because, you know, everyone's talking junk about these dudes.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? What like.
It's like I'm convinced they don't even watch ball. Like I feel like we were talking about earlier. Like they just got to watch the highlights. Like they just have to.
100%.
They just hop on the train about what someone else said, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw this in one game, one time." It's like he sucks. It's like this is a professional quarterback who's a starter on a professional team. Like, you can't be serious saying that this dude's bad.
I think, like you said, it kind of goes back to that like. People just want clicks.
Yeah,
you know, they're just gonna say whatever. Like they'll take the smallest thing and then turn it into something. You know, obviously it works. You know, people get talking about it and there's narratives that get created. But real, like you said, real ball knowers like respect these people. 100%. You know, you understand what's going on. But so you know, you have him. You know, end of camp, right? I get cut. I'm talking to you.
I got cut.
I mean, like, I got cut, you got cut, a bunch of people get cut, right? Like, I remember right before the cut deadline, the vets were telling us, they're like, bro, everyone in the league's been cut, right? They're like, don't take it personally. Everyone says, like, the first time you obviously take it personally, right? And I was hurt, you know what I mean? I feel like everyone's hurt, you know, they tell you, bro, you're off the team, whatever, however they tell you. And then I started looking for answers. So I remember, like, you know, for me, when I'm going through stuff, what helps me is tapping in with my boys that are going through stuff. So I remember calling you, kind of seeing where your head was at and everything, kind of seeing what they told you. You know, we have a mutual friend, and, you know, John Giles, me and him got cut at the same time. You know, you trained with him, and he was another undrafted free agent receiver with the Giants with me. So it was just, what was that like for you? And kind of, you know, tell the viewer if they don't know what, you know, kind of what happened and transpired with you. You know, what was that like for you?
Yeah. Initially, made that original 53. You know, you think you're good. You think, like, oh, I made a team. I proven myself. Little do you know, we got 7 receivers. No one ever keeps that many receivers.
Yeah.
So to then get that call late and you're like, oh, my gosh, like, what could this possibly be about? Just to have them be like, hey, we're just going to go another direction. Like, or you didn't show us enough. Like, we don't think that you're able to contribute as much as the other guys can. It's kind of it's deflating, you know. It brings you right back down to where you were before. It's like, dang, like I need to do more. I need to get better or something. Yeah. But then to, you know, luckily get the call back and be like, hey, we want to bring you back on the P squad and we want to have you develop and all that stuff. It's just another opportunity to prove that y'all are making a mistake here. Yeah. You know, it's like I know I can play. You know, so now I get more opportunities to show why I can do that, which is really cool. I mean, you knew, and I was when I came in as a freshman, I was on the practice squad for Holy Cross too. I was running with the ones defense. I was out there, me and Sloop. So then to do that is nothing new. It was just another opportunity just to get a little bit better. That's all.
100%. You know, like you said, like it's all just, man, like your journey is gonna be your journey, right? Like you don't have control over that stuff. You don't know, like what's for you is for you. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's hard to see that in the moment, right? Like,
oh, it's impossible to see in the moment.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
in the moment, you're just like, man, this
F this. Like, bro, like,
this sucks.
It's ridiculous. Feels like, you know, life's unfair and everything. But, I mean, you're on the practice squad. You know, unfortunately, injuries are part of football. You know, Adam Thielen goes down. They look right, hey, you know, we've been developing you. You know, we had you in the cut. Time's now.
Yeah.
You know, you get that call and then you showed up.
Yeah.
Made plays, scored touchdowns. Had a hell of a rookie year.
Yeah.
You know?
It definitely a culmination of a lot of hard work. I mean, coming full circle, like since being 6 years old running flag, like it's just all a culmination of, you know, the group of people I've been around, you know, the opportunities I've had, you know, the blessings that I've had in my life that have given me the opportunities to get where I need to go. And then, you know, you never want to see anybody go down, like ever, especially Adam. I mean, like I was saying, like he's a hell of a dude. Like he is a top notch dude. But you got like they need to get something out of you. It's like all right, like we picked you up. I did get a pretty high signing bonus and all, like guaranteed money and all that. So like, all right, like let's see what you got. So I wanted to be sure that I was ready in that moment, that I wasn't, throwing away the opportunity, the extra opportunity that I have that some don't. So I wanted to be sure that I was prepared and ready. And I was ready to answer the call. Fortunately, come Cincinnati and then Chicago, and then got the ball rolling from there.
Yeah. What was that call like? Like when they told you, "Hey man, like you're going."
Oh, it was crazy, but like I was ready though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was ready. Especially it just feels so weird. It feels so much like Holy Cross, the way, not the like nothing about football or like anything like that, but just kind of how it plays out. It's like you kind of show up. I wasn't like awesome my freshman year, really raw, like wasn't super like confident. Towards the end of the year, make a big catch. It's like, okay, like stuff's starting to happen. Then sophomore year rolls around. It's like, all right, let's see what you got. And then I'm cooking in camp. It's like, oh wait, like he's actually, and then it kind of slowly trickles and trickles, and that's kind of how it worked. It was just like, hey, we want to see what you got this week, and it's like, okay, like I'm ready. Cincinnati game wasn't great, messed up a play, come back at practice the next week. I'm making plays. Xavier gets hurt in Chicago. I get thrown in there, and it's like, all right, now I'm ready. Like I'm ready. Like this is my moment. On a awesome stage too. Like Soldier Field was sick, and then to just be like throwing the ball, catch the ball, run the ball a little bit. It was awesome. It was everything I wanted it to be.
And I think we're kind of getting pressed for time here. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is we have a segment of Ask Coker. So I'm just going to start firing some questions off. These are
Ask Coker is crazy.
Yeah, these are some of the questions that people on Instagram submitted, and we're just going to try to knock them out.
Yeah.
So best pregame meal.
To be honest, I really don't even eat it. Like I like to be like super even when I go. So I mean, it'll probably be like half a peanut butter jelly sandwich. That'll be what I eat.
And that was from Brighton_8. Haas Finesse asked you, what's been the toughest mental battle for you while being an NFL rookie?
Yeah, I think just like we were kind of talking about it, I think just that walking on eggshells, like uncertain of like where your next steps are going to be, and how long you're going to be there. Like you're making all these friends and you're like meeting all these new people, and it's like I just saw a buddy right next to me and he's gone. So it's like no warning, no nothing. Like it's like you just don't want that to be you. So it's like that kind of hesitantness of like, I just gotta perform every day and I can't mess up. And it's just hard because you get so little chances.
100%. Eric Meslin asked, who is your hero?
My dad, my family, all my friends, really just kind of the village that's supported me. That's who I do it for.
And he said, question for everyone. So I'll just say quickly, my hero is my parents, for sure. Like you said, it's really everyone who supports you that, kind of puts you on that pedestal. It's not, for me, it was never like just one person. You know what I mean? Like everyone kind of, whether they pour in a bucket or they pour in a drop, it all matters.
Yeah.
They pour into you in some way, shape, or form. So, there's things I take from Pop Warner coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, my grandma, my best friend, you know what I mean? Everything. So, all that type of stuff.
I think you missed a question.
Yeah. Is Adam Thielen a certified unk?
No.
Yes.
How lucky are you? That one? Oh, you're sick. Okay. Jalen Coker asks, how lucky are you to have played with the Ayir Asante? Yeah, you're sick.
Honestly, like,
mind you, he asked this question. This is from Jalen Coker.
Must have been a burner. But the thing is, though, learning from Ayir coming in early as a freshman was super cool because you got to see a freshman last year actually play well and get rewarded for it. So then coming as a freshman, it's like, oh, like
he's talking about Dom Thomas
and Dom too.
Yeah.
But you see the success that Ayir had early in his career, and it's like, okay, I want to emulate that. I want to try to become that, and that was just. Like I was saying, we just were able to grow from that, and I was able to learn from him, and he was able to just get me better. Shout out Coach G. And, it was just an awesome opportunity.
Coach G's a G. F Warrich 25 asks, what's Bryce Young like off the field?
Cool dude.
Cool dude.
I mean, there's solid guy.
Easy. Next one, Andy Dalton Worshipper 14.
I actually know this guy.
You know what this is? He asks, what's harder to understand, the playbook or X's accent?
The playbook.
Accent's
Accent's easy after a couple days.
And yeah, that's the last question we'll do for that. That's kind of what we have for today. The last thing we'll finish with for you is, obviously everyone's super excited. We love what you did year one. Everyone's super proud of what you were able to do. But, that season ended.
Yep.
Now you're getting ready for the next season. How are you feeling trying to go into year two? What are you kind of expecting?
Yeah, feel good. I mean, excited for sure. I'm ready for the challenge, though. I mean, I feel like it's just another opportunity to showcase who I am as a player. Definitely build my bag a little bit. I really want to work on some stuff after the catch. I feel like I was really linear, so I want to be able to, get side to side a little bit better. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a really good year. We brought in a lot of good guys, and we're starting to get this culture thing rolling. So it's gonna be a fun next year.
Yes, sir. I mean, definitely add to the bag. I mean, like you said, we were out there on the field today. You were wiggling a little bit better. I'm excited for you. I think everyone who's been supporting you is super excited for what you're going to be able to do. And we know what type of player you are. We know the work ethic that you put in. And, super excited for what you're going to do for the Panthers and, for yourself. Everyone's super proud. I just want to, again, thank you for hosting us to be able to, put this on.
Of course.
You're super easy, super willing to get this done with me. Obviously you were highly requested from a lot of the people that follow the podcast. So without further ado, I would just want to thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And as to you guys always, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. We've been feeling the love. Again, you guys are continuing to spread the podcast, spread the channel. Our subscribers are continuing to boost. We're still getting more and more content out there. We're doing day in the lives. We're doing vlogs. We're getting out there. We're getting this podcast stuff done. And, it's been a really fun project. Lokesh has been doing a hell of a job. We got our first official sponsor. It's just been a lot of blessings, a lot of love. I've appreciated all of it. As always, again, thank you. And until next time, that's it. We'll catch you. Peace.